Welcome to this week's edition of The Eights. We are joined by Sean Fitzgerald. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you. It's great to be here again.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. This week we are playing. Sean has to eat what's underneath.
I'm not playing any more eating games.
Go ahead and open it.
I'm afraid. It is food. What is this?
Cassie and I put hot sauce on this cracker. Just kidding. That's not the game we're playing.
All right, good.
This week we're playing Do You Like It? Do You Like It? What's the game called?
Do you like it?
Very good. All right. The way we play this game is Cassie and I are going to go back and forth, and we're going to ask Sean whether he likes it or he doesn't like it.
I like this game.
Any commentary is welcome. Cassie, you can go first.
Okay. Our office playlist.
I would say today I did not like it.
Okay.
Franchisees.
I like franchisees.
Okay.
The good ones.
The good ones.
Blooper reels, especially.
Love.
What are boober reels?
Blooper reels?
Oh,
Love
blooper reels.
blooper reels.
Yeah, you
I mean, except for
I was
mine.
going to say when they're yours.
Except not mine. I don't like mine.
Readers.
I love readers. You talk about the glasses? Because I need readers, but our readers on 1851 love.
Facebook Live.
I'm not a fan of Facebook Live. I'm not a live person. So what I mean by that is I don't mean I'm alive, but I mean is like I don't like live because I can't edit it and I don't if I don't say the right things right, it's not always perfect.
So you can edit it. You're an editor of video.
No,
but
I
it's
can
not
have our
perfect?
team edit it.
Yeah.
Because anytime we do live videos, I tend to screw things up. So
That's what makes it fun.
not for me.
FTDs.
I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of FTDs. I think they're necessity and needed, but I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done to make them more uniformed. Even though that's what they were originally to do, but out of 19, I think there's a lot. I think it's the design of an FTD was to help a franchise candidate make an informed decision, and I think there's so much in there now that people are getting confused, and so I think it's turned into something that maybe is not as what it was intended to do initially.
Cool.
Curious why you stared at Cassie while you gave that answer. I think
Was
you
that her
were-
question?
No, that was me.
Oh, she
think
looked at she was like she was intrigued by it.
I think you're worried about looking at me and laughing.
Oh no, I thought that was
I
yours.
learned a lot, Sean.
All
There
right,
you
go
go.
ahead, Cassie.
Franchise puns.
What was it?
Franchise puns.
I like them.
Chicago.
Silence.
There's moments when I like Chicago, and there's moments when I don't. I know that I'm breaking the rules of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Go ahead.
The IFA convention.
I like the IFA convention. I think it's a great opportunity for people in the franchise industry to get together. You get the opportunity to network and share best practices. I got a lot of great gold nuggets out of the IFA. So if you get a chance, definitely go.
The 1851.
We'll be there.
The 1851 logo.
At first I didn't, but I think it's great.
Airports.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That is. I travel a lot, and so I would say I'm okay with them now.
Okay.
I think the TSA PreCheck's been a big help.
The original 1851 business plan.
Blew my mind. So that was very interesting. That for those of you who don't know that story, which is probably nobody, Nick found that 1851 business plan that was 10 years old.
11.
So 11 years old, 11
Wow.
years ago. And I had the opportunity to read it, and it was just, not only was it impressive in the fact that it's what 1851 is today, but it really predicted where digital was going and where media was going far beyond anyone that I'd ever had talked to about it. So it was amazing. It was an amazing business plan, and maybe we'll share it with our readers someday.
Thank you. And I would say that was technically probably my best work.
Pranks.
I love them on other people, hate them on me.
Fair.
And I get them all the time. This is a long game.
Stan Friedman.
Lost Stan Friedman.
Hot sauce.
I like hot sauce. Not when I don't know what it is.
Friedman was good on that one. Chicken wing franchises.
Nice.
I love chicken wing franchises.
Being on the 8.
I love being an 8.
Steve Biegelman talking about what you can and cannot do.
I love your impression of that.
1851 merch.
1851 what?
Merch, swag.
Oh, I love it. I was going to talk about that today. We should, hey, if you're watching 1851 on a regular basis, get it, wear it to the IFA. You'll get a big prize. I don't know what the prize is.
All right, lastly, Emily.
I love Emily.
Where is she?
Right there.
There she is. Yay! Listen to 8. All right,
Okay,
kick this off.
fantastic. So, IKEA has this new marketing campaign that's really catching a lot of eyes. So, I don't know if it's up to you guys if you think they're taking engagement too far.
Do you want me to display it?
I mean, no.
Sean doesn't know what it is yet.
Okay.
I read it.
So they have this new print ad in a magazine, and it's asking women to pee on it. And if you're pregnant, it'll show a discounted price for cribs, and then you can take it in. So it's like a pregnancy test in an ad. Pretty bold, but here we are talking about it. So
I don't know where to go with that one. Clever. We'll see how it works.
Are you gonna try it?
No.
What would the results say?
not
I
pregnant.
hope I'm not pregnant.
Well,
We'll leave it with that.
Go ahead, put up a point for Cassie on that one. got no feedback.
Yeah, that was
Talk
great.
about peeing on an ad for a pregnancy test to 2 men.
They said it couldn't be done.
They said it couldn't be
Here
done.
we
Yeah, there you
are.
go.
All right, on to our Friendlebrity. I'll put you guys out of your misery now with that one. So our newest Friendlebrity is Chris Turpin, Vice President of Franchise Operations for Nectar Juice Bar. He is featured in one of our latest stories up on 1851. He has some pretty great advice for people that are looking to market their concept as they open up new locations. He really recommends getting your product in people's hands and partnering with other local businesses as you get up and running so that people know that you exist. It's not enough to just open.
Timeliness of it's good. Healthy brands are going to continue to do well this year. So good story.
All right, fresh money now. So we mentioned last week on the 8th that minimum wage is going up with the start of the year in a lot of different cities and states. And so Red Robin, in response to that, decided that they were going to eliminate the busboy position from their restaurants. And then you went on Fox and talked about it and how it really is a smart business move despite, the good intentions that are behind it.
Good for business. We'll see what happens from a consumer standpoint. At the end of the day, when regulations are being forced on small business, they're going to have to make adjustments. Here's Red Robin saying we're going to get rid of the busboy. We're going to save $8 million system-wide by doing it. They cut out a labor pool. Now there's other brands that are going to jump on that and say, hey, Red Robin spent a lot of money to scout that talent. We're going to go ahead and bring them into our business. So in a time where labor is limited and brands are going to have to make these shifts, maybe this will allow other brands to find great talent that other brands had to give away. So it's an interesting story. There's probably going to be a lot more creativity that comes from other brands trying to figure this out.
Definitely. Now back over to you with another frant here.
It's my
So
front this week.
This week, you're talking about how to create an undercover boss moment and kind of the appeal
Dilly
behind
dilly.
dilly, the appeal behind the show, because it's not just a brand messaging. You're getting a story behind it, that human interest piece.
Yeah, I mean, the critical part of that is really nothing to do with Undercover Boss, other than taking that same approach, what they do from a production standpoint, and applying it to the way that you deliver your message. What they do is they show an undercover view of your brand, which humanizes it in a really strong way. They take an executive who might be a little bit more behind the scenes or reserved in the way that they're putting themselves out there from a personal standpoint. So here, if you put that into your brand DNA, it's going to help elevate the sales approach that you're delivering outbound. I think the other piece, and I didn't really cover this, but this is going to continue to be an important topic as it relates to social media and branding, is that of the personal brand. That as the media continues to adjust, the personal brand of the CEO is going to be essential to the way that you sell things, whether that's selling your story to the media, selling your story to franchisees, positioning your brand to have elevated moments. The value of the personal brand of the CEO is going to take off, and that's something that we're going to have to keep our eyes on as social media continues to shift.
It's a great brand. Check it out. All right, so franching forward, if you're thinking about franching forward and becoming a franchisee, you kind of need to make sure that you have what it takes before you actually go ahead and move forward with the discovery process. So we talked to 5 different franchisors, and we have a feature up, and they kind of list off qualities that make a bad franchisee. So if you're kind of thinking about becoming someone within the industry, you want to check it out to see if these qualities resonate with you or not. And if so, then you might want to think of something else. Otherwise, move forward with the process.
Love the topic. I think it's important for franchisors and franchisees to make sure that you know what you're getting into, match your skill sets with the brand that you're going to join. And the most important thing, and I hear this all over and over again, if you look at franchisees that fail in a system, they typically do not follow the system. So make sure you go to training, make sure you learn about the business, and then execute the model that the franchisor has already perfected. And that'll be 90% of your battle right there.
Some for inspiration. There you go. All right, Fran Funny. Why did the woman dump her marketer boyfriend? Lack of engagement. I thought it was funny. Every week you just...
It was Gouda.
You love the dad jokes.
I do love the dad jokes. I liked it. I loved it. I actually read it before, so I knew the punchline.
What was the pirate movie rated?
R.
That's all it takes.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
When he knows the punchline, he loves the joke.
I do.
All right, for inspiration, this week comes from Teresa Husko, who's a senior consultant at MSA Worldwide. I don't care how profitable a business is, if you're not passionate, it's not going to be a good fit, which echoes a lot of what Sean was saying earlier. So,
makes sense.
I think you need to be passionate about the business. Don't get confused about passion about the product. So that's the one thing I take away. You may love the product, but if the day-to-day is doing something else, you're not going to be, using the product all the time. So be passionate about the business that you can execute well in.
Cool. All right, frenemies versus friends. We've talked about this before, but now I think more than ever, it's going to be really hard for brands to ignore devices like Amazon Alexa and Google Home. Especially this week is a consumer electronics show in Las Vegas, and it's a huge point with Amazon having a ton of sessions. And Google is going to be having their own booth, kind of figuring out how brands can incorporate this voice connection technology into their brands, and how more concepts can have something where you can say, Alexa, order whatever, and it comes right to your door.
I like that Google's taking the lead on helping brands understand how can their products play into the brand. I think a lot of brands, they want to be creative. They want to be creative with the Snapchats of the world. They just don't know how to. So in this situation, the provider of the service is saying, let us help you understand how this plays into your brand. Smart move by Google. Do we want to exit the 8 with one more? Does Sean like it or does not like it?
Oh, man. Okay.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Well, Cassie.
I don't know. Okay, let me think. Hold on. Let me look around. This No Limit logo.
Good question. I like it.
I hope so. It's tattooed on my arm.
I was going to say, it's pretty permanent now.
Not my arm.
Frenemies.
Love.
Love frenemies.
Why would you like a frenemy?
I don't know. I like the segment.
Oh, I see. Good feedback. Thanks for joining us. This is the 8. See you later.
See ya.
Adios.
Bye.